Recruiting out there or something?
What's it like preparing for a bowl game?
I feel like preparing for a bowl game is mostly about keeping the morale up, keeping everybody entertained, everybody just focused in on what the goal is, because that's one of our goals in the team room is to win a bowl game, and that's one goal that we have that we can still attain.
I know it's still early in the week, but obviously after coming off the loss in the championship game, I mean, how 10 wins, I mean, how big of a deal is this bowl game and getting to 10 wins and winning this game and kind of ending the season on the right note?
Yeah, this bowl game, it's big time. We really need it. All the boys are fired up to send the seniors out on a good note and just to get one last win for the season.
What does it mean to you to be heading home to Texas to play in a bowl game?
Oh, it means everything. I can't wait to play in front of my family for the first time. My dad's going to actually see me play in person since high school, and it's going to be, wow, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice.
How many family members you got coming?
About 20.
How far is Hendrickson from?
2 hours, like 2 hours, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, and just driving north, or?
Yep, north.
Dang.
Yep.
That's all. Can you take us back? I think we talked to you once, but what was the process of your recruitment process, and how did you end up at Boise State?
My recruitment process, when I was a junior in high school, Schmedding came down to my high school, talked to me, said that they were looking at me and stuff. He kept in contact. He was always talking to me. The recruitment guy or whatever, he was always sending me stuff, and I feel like they were recruiting me heavy. And then when it came down to it, around like Christmas time my senior year, they said that they didn't have enough scholarships, but they would love to have me walk on. And I was a little bit unsure. They said they'd bring me up for an official visit, so I came up on an official. Then I decided that I wanted to be a Bronco.
What other offers did you have?
I had 14 other offers, SMU, Rice, majority of the Ivy Leagues, all the academies, and then some smaller schools in Texas.
On full ride?
Yep.
That's, you're betting a lot on yourself and on this place to make that decision. What were those talks with your parents and your coaches to, walk on at Boise State rather than, go to a sure thing?
There were long talks with my mother. She really wanted me to go to an academy, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to pan out and be happy there. And just they didn't have the style of football I really liked. And then my father, he was really wanted me to go to an academy, and I was kind of against it. I talked to my high school coach, and he said, if anybody's going to be able to do it, it's going to be you. But you got to know it's going to be hard work, and it's going to be more than you're bargaining for. And he was right. But I feel like most of my coaches were like, you can do it, but we'd much rather see you happier, getting your school fully paid for somewhere else. And for some reason I decided, I was like, I'm going to bet on myself, see where this goes. Seems like it's going to be a fun story.
Did your parents think you were crazy?
No. At the end, my mom, she was really happy for me. She really was proud that I made a decision for myself and was finally thinking of me. And she's actually from Idaho. She's from Weiser.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I know the coaches are different, obviously, but did they ever, when they're recruiting as a walk-on, do they say hey, hopefully, if things go well, we'll try to get you a scholarship in a year or two? Or obviously that's your goal, and it'll probably happen here pretty soon, hopefully. But what's that like too in terms of promises, or what do they tell you about that?
Talking with Coach Harsin, it was like, if you do really good your first spring ball, second spring ball, there'll probably be a scholarship waiting for you after that. And then with the new staff, I don't think we've ever talked about it.
Do you feel like you've done enough to earn one?
I'm really hard on myself. I feel like I can always do a lot more when it comes to things like that. I feel like I've done a good job of persuading them to give me one, but I just never know.
You come in and walk on, the playing time you've earned, I don't know what you were thinking might happen this year, but you've taken advantage of it, obviously. And now to have this season end back in Texas, just how surreal has this year been for you?
Man, it's crazy. Going into the season, I didn't even know if I was going to be on the travel squad. I just knew if I can outwork the guy in front of me, then that's what was going to get me to that next level. That was going to get me to that spot. And I just kept going. Going into fall camp, I was 4th on the depth chart. Kept working, didn't allow that to get me down, and I just kept going. Getting like the final week of fall camp, I was second string, but I hurt my shoulder. And then after that, it just kind of slowly started slowing down for me in my progress, and I felt like there wasn't that much left. And then I get this opportunity after the Air Force game, and I just kept going with it. All I knew is if I do my job and I be a glue guy, I can keep this, and kept going. And then found the starting spot after Dimitri goes down, and it's just amazing. And then finally getting to play in front of my family, starting, man, it's like a dream come true.
There are many guys on this roster who've won a bowl game at all. I mean, what does that mean to you to end this season on a high note like that?
I feel like having the hardware going home, it's going to be something that we're looking forward to. Guys in my class have never had this opportunity, especially because we've been bowl eligible every time, but we've never been able to participate in one because of COVID. It's going to mean a lot.
Which coach has made the biggest impact on you as a player here, and why?
I would have to say Coach Pop. Even though that he's gone right now, he's been one of those coaches that has thoroughly believed in me, known that I could play, but he was just always just, you got to keep doing, you got to keep grinding. And looking at his story, wanting to go to BYU, but not being able to get that offer, going to Utah State, then transferring to BYU later, kind of gave me that that idea that this coach, he has that worth ethic, he has that grit to him. I really like that.
How have you been able to outwork everyone?
I just feel like it's just that mentality. You just got to be a dog. Got to show some grit. In high school, that was one of my coach's biggest things. Was like, the only way you're going to be able to play is you're going to outwork somebody. When I was freshman in high school, I was second string on the freshman team. When I was a sophomore, I was on JV, and then I finally got a spot my junior year, starting on varsity, and that's how things started rolling. I just have always been an underdog. I felt like I've always tried to bet for myself and try to outwork people, because I feel like that's the only way that I can survive, I guess.
So is Jabril working with you guys then?
Yeah, Jabril has been working with us for the bowl prep. Yep.
What's he like as a coach?
Oh man, Jabril came in with me when I was a freshman as a GA, and he's always been just a character. I love being around Jabril. He's just one of those guys that loves the game. He wants to make everybody better because he's been in our position. He knows the ins and outs. He understands our pains and frustrations sometimes, and he's just always trying to keep us going.
You said your mom's from Weiser.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a relationship with the state of Idaho when you were growing up? Did you still have relatives out in Weiser? Do you ever pop over and have dinner over there? Like, is that still in your life at all, Weiser, Idaho?
Actually, not really. I found out my mom wasn't even from Texas when I was a freshman in high school. And, yeah, which was really surprising. I have a lot of family still up here. I have a family member that actually lives in Boise, and a lot of family members that live on the outskirts of Weiser, not like in the city, but yeah.
What does it mean? I know we don't know the full list of the players who won't be coming back next year or who's going to take their COVID year and come back, but the group's going to be different next year. What does it mean to have this last game with this defensive unit?
Oh, it means everything, especially for the guys like JL, Scott Matlock, Dimitri Washington. These guys are one of those guys that you don't really get that often in a program. These guys are great people, hard workers, and just great role models for everybody.